because it's one of the last village if you see in the map. So it's very far away from everything, like even the capital. So it is my fun project. So the 2025 was fourth time this is happening. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're being with us here. Questions. You saw you on the big screen. What was this for a feeling for you? Many times.
Yeah, Rosa knows that I don't like myself in the camera. I'm always running away. But when I saw the finished product, I was very amazed because she was actually following me, and it was mainly about me because I asked them to do something about football, about women, but then it turned out to be different. Like yes, but of course, I like I wanted to, and also I really want this to be out. This is very special, and also I I have seen it many times myself, and some friends saw it. I'm getting in love in my village and women more and more with this film, especially because the different side, what the beauty is in the film, So I like how it turned out to be, and also I like to be that I became actress.
Yeah, you became a star, maybe. Yes.
Yeah. I mean.
So just switch to you, Stefano. Can you tell us a little about the filming, or to you, Rosa? And when did you start filming? How long were you there? And when did the actual tournament take place? Maybe it's a documentary.
We've been there 2 times, one summer after the other, 2022 and 3. The thing was like that we went alone, just me and Rosé together. We were like a small filming team, and we were hosted by Gazi's family. So somehow her family became the production company. So her nephew was our fixer. Then the sister was the production. Then there was always like later at night, before going to sleep, a production meeting with the family, saying where do we go tomorrow, what can we do, and it's true that this film is made also thanks to Gazi and also to all her family, to the community.
And you have seen in the film, you notice that there are no men because it's very. I needed to get a special permission to organize this film, and men were not allowed. Men above 12 years old, even boys were not allowed. So one exception was Stefano. A close family for me is okay, and also my guests. So Stefano was alone in the football pitch with the referee.
Yeah.
And then the questions, if you say men were not allowed, how was the reaction on the film, especially the reaction of men?
This, if you can notice, our village is becoming year by year more Islamic, more. I'm the only one maybe in shorts there lately, because I don't care about so many things, but there, every time when I come, more and more women are covered, and more and more women are forbidden to do some certain things, which I don't like. And so when I had this idea to organize, then I had to ask permission from the mosque. So then they said men are not allowed to watch women play. So this is physical activity, of course, but then I said, okay, I promise that I will control that men will not be allowed. So it is okay now, because it is I was born Muslim as well, but I don't keep many things, but there it is very strict. So the husband gives permission to women to play if there's no men. if they are being watched by another man, I don't know, it's not like Afghanistan yet, but it is somewhere going there. So this is why we had to ask the permission, and I had to keep my promise, you know. So I was watching, yeah. And lately, 2025 football was a bit difficult because I had less than 70 people because some women were not allowed to come. And they asked me to ask permission from their husbands, but I said no, because their peace in their family is more important for me, because I'm an outsider, I go away. Yeah, so it is unfortunate, but yeah. And I am pushing more towards governmental institutions because they all support me, like our governor even supports. I am trying to get some financial support lately from them as well, at least for their shoes or something. So I am putting pressure on them so they can somehow put pressure on mosque and also men. So more and more men should be allowing their wives to play football. Or even, it is just my village, why not to do in another villages? There are so many villages surrounding, but you know, it is very difficult to organize such a thing. So if the government also will have some program someday, like a mandatory football, it would be good. Why not? I mean,
so football is a symbol for freedom.
Yeah, for me, yes.
And you mentioned it. I was wondering, what could we do here in Germany or with organizations to help, to support?
You know, the football, so far my main sponsor is my husband.
Okay.
But it is usually, it doesn't take that much. You know, you see they have very simple clothing, very simple, you know, shoes that I bought for maybe 10, 15 euro from China. So it doesn't take much there. There's not so much of financial, you know, expenses, maybe around 5,000-6,000 maximum euro. But what I would like to do is to bring them out to Europe, or to bring some Dutch or German women's team come to train them someday. It's just a remote village, so we are trying to do something with Spain. But I mean, I don't have much time, but you know, every time I dream about it. So the women coming overseas, because they haven't even seen the capital. So yeah, such kind of things. I don't know what else could be supportive. Of course, you're welcome to come and watch, because that's a good support for women. But yeah, so we are trying to organize also to include some other villages. So it could be good. But I don't know what else I can add. Yeah.
And what gives us the strength to challenge social expectations?
Sorry?
And what gives you the strength, the power?
I don't know. I mean I like women. I like because we are the most the main core of everything. You know, like we are mothers, you know, wives and sisters. So you know, everything is around us anyways. You know, like our beauty, our strengths. At home also we are managing everything. So in our cultures, unfortunately, women are being in the last places. Like, you know, polygamy is growing, and then there's so much of forbidden things. Like football is just a game, but they're not allowed to do it. So I want to see this change, that you know, our young people, young women, should be more you know, educated, more free, and that gives me strength, you know, because I see that this women, you know, this film, they're playing more in 2022, I guess. So lately you will see they're more fit, more enjoying, more skilled. So I hope someday they will become more, like maybe some of them will become some players, you know, because they're young still.
So you became a role model?
Maybe.
Thank you. Yeah. So I think it's time to open to the audience for questions to Rosa, Stefano and Gazi. Are there questions? Or expressions or feelings watching the movie? Yeah. Try, yeah.
Of course, well,
Of English.
I liked it very much. Thank you very much for this film, and I enjoyed the laughter of the women when they were playing, and this was really making me, giving me a good mood. I would like to know, if it's not too personal, how come did you get out of this village? Because you said you were born there and your family is still there, and it seems to be so, as you said, so far away from everything.
Yeah, I think it's my education. You know that once you study in the capital, then you have different opportunities. When you study languages, then we happen to move to Prague because of my husband's job. Then it gives me more freedom. I'm free, and also my family is free. We are 11 children. I'm number 10. So you saw my mom there mainly, and she is very open-minded. She's not very religious. She's very open-minded, and also I think since I was younger one and I'm more spoiled, so I was allowed to do more stuff. So maybe because of this also, I'm lucky to be out in my village. But there are so many people also out. But once you get the education, then you are out there. Once you're more confident and educated, it's very less numbers.
And there are still, because you said one side they're getting more and more restricted,
Yeah.
but there are still women who are coming out and getting out.
Yes. We are every year when they graduate the village schools, they go to universities. But then there's an expectation in our culture by 22 years old or 23 years old you should start getting married. And beyond that you starting getting considered to be old. So this is why it's also there's so much social pressure. And for example, the lady who is doing a lot of work at home, she has 7 children, but she's around 30. 50. So like this, it's just life. So they move on with everything. They live there, they get married, they have children, and that's it. So no.
I have a question about the reality of this village. I mean, in the film you see the women doing everything, the most amazing things, from making carpets to every type of activity, music. Was it a creative decision to show the men only with straw and from far, or is the main, are the women taking the main, doing the most work in the village? Is that the reality of the situation?
Well, actually this is a specific moment of the year in summer when men go to the fields, more or less, and they stay out since the early in the morning to very late in the night. So it's a specific moment in which women are alone in the village and doing everything. But many of these things, they do it even during the year, so it's not so different. And we decided to stay very focused on these women and not to have a kind of what men do and what women do. It's like, this is a story of women, it's a magic story of women, and we stay on them, just telling what we saw, what they do every day, but it's not like this all year. But in this specific moment, there's this thing that they do everything, and then sunset, they start to play football, and suddenly they start to laugh and enjoy and be super happy, while during the day they are really struggling with a lot of things to do. No?
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed the movie, and I hope that you could make the second part, because I wish that I could know these women more. It was not just about football for me, or something we added to their life. I think as humans, they are perfect enough, even under such restrictions. They are having their life, and I actually wanted to know them more. What's their their life about beside football. I'm sure when they get gather together, they have a lot to share, you know, as humans, who they are, not just as magic football players in a village, yeah, as humans in this small village.
Okay, I will take your comment. No, I think I know what you mean, that you would like to see more about the daily life. Actually, we were focusing in this moment of the tournament that is the special moment of the year. But actually, we had a plan during the shooting to go back in winter, but then it didn't happen. But yeah, maybe next film it will be a winter film. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have to say thank you from Seoul for having me here. I really enjoyed from the film because you try to show us all the things a woman can do in their life. And this film, I got lots of positive energy because it's somehow near to my culture. I'm from Afghanistan, and we also have to do something like that. But I can say you're more better than us because you're not allowed to do football or something like that. I would like to ask a question here. Do you have a school or university in your village?
We have two schools, and both of them, one is secondary school and another one is high school. So yeah, and our school was one of the best. So the teachers were the best. So this is why I could go and study at the good universities and all. But of course, it's again the influence comes from somewhere else right now lately. So I think religious identity or pressure on religion is I mean, I respect it a lot, but it is coming in a different way, in a more phobia way. They are forbidding some things strictly, because I also grew up going to mosque, studying, learning Quran and everything, because we had to do it, and we had to go also because this is our religion, yeah. But then right now it is more forbidden, so you have to cover the even every year when I go, even my 5 years old nieces, they have to cover their head almost fully. So I am a bit heartbroken because they are not interested in studying later. I don't know, but I of course we are trying to push not to have this much, but unfortunately, if this kind of currency of religion comes, it is more pushing towards non-education side. Like they're not interested in studying at universities, because I see that ninth grade, the before high school, they stop going to school. So this is unfortunately true in the villages.
Please encourage your girls and all women in your village, because
I
know that women can bring changes in every year. So I also want to do or suggest one thing. I know, as you mentioned here, during some restriction, they forbidden their women to play games, such a game. Of course, during game they have lots of fun and joy. I would like to say, please educate your women and I don't know how, but please educate and tell them about their rights, because currently in my country, our girls and women, they are not allowed to do lots of things.
Yeah.
If somehow we talk with them about their rights and how they can control their rights, and every year they can defend about their rights, then maybe today we can say something in front of Taliban or others. Maybe today we have a school for our children, and maybe today our women can go outside and work and educate.
Yes.
So when I heard about restriction, suddenly I feel really sad, because I said, oh my God, it's going like my country. So I don't want to such a thing happen to your village. For the women and children, they are studying here, they are living here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
please keep going back.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, and our country is considered secular. You know, it's this is why my hope and my pressure is on governmental organizations like Ministry of Education and Governor's Office. So I hope that they will stay with me. You know, of course, I'm just one. You know, and I hope there will be more people who can join. At least, okay, other side of Kyrgyzstan starts doing the same. You know, or not football, but volleyball or something else. You know. So, thank you so much for your comment. I hope everything gets well in Afghanistan as well.
Yeah. One more?
Hi, thank you. I have two questions. I wanted to know if it was complicated to make this film, to show this film in Kyrgyzstan, because actually I don't know if it is going to be shown in Kyrgyzstan, and because before it surprised me that you told that you have a strong relationship with the government of Kyrgyzstan. They supported you, because actually I think it can be a danger for the machist culture of the culture in Kyrgyzstan. And the second question is, how was the reaction at the beginning, before that it became a strong thing for women in Kyrgyzstan with the country? Because we see in the film that the women are all happy, but we don't see the transition between a moment where no women plays and the moment where all the women play. Am I clear?
Yeah. Do you want to say about the
Yeah, we are invited by the festival in Bishkek, the capital, to screen the film in December. But actually, maybe you can reply about Kotaj. We wanted to make a screening in Kotaj, but
and this is a freshly finished film. So again, you know, I can go to my village only mainly for the summer, you know, and or some quick visits. So we're hoping to do something maybe next year, but then again, you see some women are laughing and happy. It's very difficult for us, because they will start saying, okay, can you delete me? Can you delete this and this? Because it happened with the photos. And lately, this 2025 was difficult because I was asked by some groups of men to not shoot anything and put on the internet. I said, even 5 years old has TikTok and sitting on the football pitch. I cannot take away their phone. This is 21st century. Everybody has internet. Internet is the most cheap in Kyrgyzstan, and everybody has access to TikTok, everything. So I told them that I cannot control, and I was happy that I was not controlling this, because you know, they're free to keep their channels. And but if we bring the film in my village, there might be some things like, because we are intentionally shooting them, you know, then they will say, okay, I'm breastfeeding, you are shooting, you know, and the husband will say, okay, I don't want to see you like this. So this is gonna be a problem. I'm not sure how we're gonna show. We have to consider maybe only for women. It is not going to be available for men, because then there will be questions to their wives, like you were kicking the ball very differently or something, I don't know. Even not to wear a dress during the tournament was a big issue. The first year, 2019, was not like this. They were wearing their clothes, but I just gave them a t-shirt, like just to have different colors. But they were wearing their long dresses. That's the first year. It is not in the film. But then it is like, I asked them later, like, please cover your body, everything, but pants, black pants, and t-shirt that I give you, and you can have something long here. Yeah. So it is very unique right now to what we have reached. But I don't want to ruin their lives with my European understanding, you know, showing the film to everybody. If maybe we can just show it to women, like, again, in the Rosa has a good idea, like in the football pitch, we're gonna put a big screen and only those women. Then they can laugh about themselves, but not for men. It is my village, maybe my extended family members, men, but I don't want to have them arguments after that. And about your second, I forgot about a little bit. So about the governmental
Second
question.
question was about how was the reaction of women at the beginning when you proposed them to play?
Oh, the first, like 2019, my mom turned 80, and in our cultures we give a big feast to everything, like weddings and everything. Then I told my family, like, because this football pitch is ours, alone in the village. Then we used to play. I used to play football when I was young, like just when I was very young. So then I said, okay, why don't we organize football tournament for your 80th birthday? I mean anniversary. Then she agreed. She said, okay, you know, you will be laughed at or something. But in the end, she agreed. But then the first prize was a goat. Second prize was, you know, some basic money. Then it was accepted so well, and I was laughing myself. I loved it. I loved how they accepted. Then I said, if you like it, I promise I will do it next year. So this COVID 2020 and 21 was because of COVID we couldn't do it. Then the next years I specifically organized with a proper judge, referee, and everything was accepted well. But I do not push them to play. It is their, you know, the small communities, they form the teams themselves. So they really are hungry to win, to be united. Like for example, in so many games, if you remember, there are three members, like mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, and the daughter. So they are half of the team already. So and they were so happy. Yeah, Vito team. Yeah, so it is, you know, it is not me pushing them anymore. I just give them idea, and then I'm just watching them. If there are any big trouble by mosque or men, then I can immediately try to solve it. But every year, every day, you know, I go to the pitch to see them play, train. And in the beginning, you know, the pitch costs, I don't know, €5, 400 something. So they couldn't afford to pay the pitch. Then I gave, you know, this is why every team was training on the muddy or dusty road. But then last year I said, okay, the fee is covered for 1 month. I paid the fee myself, I mean, for my nephew. Then they trained there in the pitch. Yeah. So.
And we have time for one last question.
Can I just add one thing about this thing, what Gazi said, that it could be difficult now to screen the film there. Just to be clear, when we were shooting, it was like super joyful, and they were all open to us. We were not the only ones. There were some TikTokers coming from the capital the second year. So it was like a really joyful situation, and the camera and us were part of this tournament and party. And we were always invited to their houses. Many of these scenes are like, why don't you come to my place? We'll offer you some food. We had a lot of food, and then we make some footage, and look, this is my son, and whatever. So what you say that could happen now shows really how is getting worse and worse every day. So now women that used to be super happy to be inside the film could have problems because men probably the men, I had the feeling that probably they underestimated the strength of this tournament of football, thinking, it's just a women's small thing, we don't care, we stay in our place. And then this is growing, and then now there's a film that is going around. And it's sad to know that somehow the same people that were super enjoying this situation can be scared of this, that is like a celebration of their joyness.
Yeah. Oh.
I just one little question to is not clear. Is this film going to put on some public platform or private platform so people can watch it?
No. Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Only just festivals.
At the moment.
At the moment, okay. Just a check.
Actually, regarding what you said about, now they might not be okay anymore by, being shown on the screen. I'm wondering, because you are a lawyer, right? So what is their right to say yes or no? I don't know how it is.
They have rights, yes. They have rights to see, they have rights to be filmed, and they have rights. But then, okay, somebody who is in Europe for almost 17, 18 years comes and does something which is really acceptable for me, which is really enjoyable also, fun, then I will leave. Next time they will start having problems at home. This is what I don't want to. But of course they have rights. We have, like I said, we are a secular country. We have rights more than everybody else in the book. But in reality it is different. Now, why I lost 2 teams before the tournament this summer, past summer, because like I said, I booked the pitch for 1 month from 5 to 8 o'clock every day. Then men walked in and took away the ball from the women, and women had to leave home. But then they called me immediately. I ran there and I said, I took the ball away from men, and they were angry. So they were angry that somebody like me who comes and ruins their game. I said, this time is reserved for women, and they come. It's very difficult for them to gather and prepare for the game, because it's a training time. After 4 days there would be a tournament. But then they said, like, okay, now you're gonna make them go to fighting games, you're gonna make them go to some Gazi games, you're changing our women. So they were so angry with me. This was the first time that men shouting at me, but I said, this is my time. I took away the ball and I said, just go. So they went home. Then they started forbidding wives. Then I'm lucky that it was just 4 days before the tournament. I lost only 2 teams. If there was more time, then there would be more talks going on, and there are some very influential religious leaders. Maybe they could also say that women shouldn't have too much fun like this, And I saw some messages, they sent me those messages, and I said, okay, whoever cannot come, just don't come, just be with your family. And I cannot go there and say, okay, your wife's rights are violated. I'm not able to say that there, because women is not gonna fight there. This is a very different reality. This is a different life there. It's very difficult for them to speak up. They act happy because they have a family and they have children. Even if we don't see much cases there, but even if their husband could drink alcohol or even beat them up, in such villages the divorce rate is low, because they bear and they keep staying there, because it's the community. This is how the life goes there. And as an outsider, I cannot just come and say, okay, you have rights in this criminal code. Your husband could be punished for beating you. No, I cannot say that, because they cannot fight further, and I cannot take care of them after that. After I do the first step.
Actually, by right, I meant opposite, that they might still have right to say, I don't want to be shown on the screen. That was
okay, yes, but in this, every time I was asking them if they are okay with it. Every time, the first year especially, they were a bit intimidated in front of the camera, but later they don't care. But I was, we made sure. We didn't ask everybody's written permission to be filmed, but they are okay. And also, like I said before, they are themselves on TikTok, everybody. Like the second year, 2023, there were so many journalists coming. I didn't invite them. They come from the capital to shoot it. And they were interviewing almost everybody there. So I didn't, and they were on TV, on national TV. So I didn't, they were fine. Everybody is fine to be filmed. But in the specific film, there might be a problem to show. I feel.
There is one last question.
There is also
Sarah.
one.
Okay. Okay, so
There is also one left.
one left.
I have a question concerning the screening of the film to the women, like have they seen the film? And I think because there are also not consent, even if when you film something in the moment, even if you agree to it, then when you see it, I feel if they haven't seen it and everybody else is seeing it, that's a bit strange. Have they seen the film?
Some of them have seen it, but not all of them. Yeah. And our plan was going to the village, as Gazi said, no? To make this a screening, but then things turn a bit complicated.
But if they want to withdraw, of course, then again, I would try to explain that this is educating or this is empowering much. The effect or the influence would be much higher if she would allow to be shown, because I see the impact or the power of this film already. Even in the capital, it will be screened in December. But if there are certain women who doesn't want to be screened, then I have to speak with the directors, because I personally myself do not see anything, but then I will try to speak with them if I don't see any big problem. But if they still insist, then say, okay, there is a problem with my husband after this, then yes, because I spoke with so many journalists, or even ourselves, we had to delete some photos because she was kicking the ball differently, or she was putting the feet up so high. So these kind of things, they wrote me immediately, then we had to erase it, even the parts of the video. So I'm willing. I think it's also fine for you. For example, if there will be a big issue with some women.
Also, this already happened. There was an image that was a bit not good to show. We cut it and we changed.
But again, if this film, I would love them to see every village in my country. But if in our cultures, when the uneducated men are religious, then it is worse sometimes. So I don't want these husbands or the families of these women to see it yet. Understand what I mean?
I don't agree, but I understand.
Thank you so much. One last question to you. If you have a personal message to young women all over the world, what would it be? Three of you.
Everybody is free, and we have to be free and get educated and do everything what we like. This is life is short. And we can enjoy doing the things that we like. And especially women is capable of doing so many things. And I believe that through such small projects we're gonna change the lives of many other women and people.
I just want to say that we were impressed by, with a simple game like football, how empowered and how women find this new sense of self-worth. So I think what Gazi is doing there is amazing because it seems only a game, football, but it makes it's a powerful change actually.
Thank you. All the best for you.
Thank you.
And maybe you're outside for one moment just to talk. Okay, vielen Dank.